Part 4. The United Monarchy. Saul, David, and Solomon. Samuel's weathered hands trembled not from age, but from righteous anger, his fingers curling into fists as he confronted the elders of Israel. For decades he had judged Israel with unwavering integrity, traversing the dusty roads between Bethel, Gilgal, and Mizpah, settling disputes beneath the shade of ancient terebinths, preserving justice with wisdom that came from above. Now these same men, who had once hung on his every pronouncement, stood before him, rejecting everything he embodied. "Give us a king to judge us like all the nations," they demanded, their voices carrying the desperate edge of a people who had lost faith in their own sacred distinctiveness. The irony cut deeper than any Philistine blade. These were the descendants of slaves who had walked through parted waters precisely because they were not like other nations. The God of Abraham had shattered Egypt's might, sustained them with bread from heaven, and toppled the walls of Canaan's fortresses specifically so they could demonstrate an alternative society, one governed by divine law rather than mortal ambition. Now they stood before Samuel, eager to surrender the very freedom that had been purchased with countless tears and sacrifices. Samuel's warning rang out with prophetic clarity that would echo through generations. "This will be the manner of the king who will reign over you," he declared, his voice steady despite the trembling in his soul. "He will take your sons and appoint them for himself, for his chariots, and to be his horsemen. Some will run before his chariots. He will appoint captains over thousands and captains over 50s, will set others to plow his ground and reap his harvest, and others to make his weapons of war and equipment for his chariots." The catalogue of royal prerogatives continued relentlessly. Taxation that would strip away their produce, conscription that would claim their children, confiscation that would seize their lands, forced labor that would bend their backs. Everything that Egyptian bondage had taught them to despise would be replicated under their own king, wearing a crown inscribed with their own name. The freedom their ancestors had died to secure would be voluntarily surrendered for the mirage of security. When Samuel finished his warning, the people's response exposed how completely